The honeymoon suite felt suffocating. Nathan Rivera sat frozen on the edge of the king-size bed, his new wife's words echoing in his skull like a death sentence. The champagne glasses from last night's celebrations sat untouched on the nightstand, mocking him with their promise of romance. My ex satisfied me better in bed, so I'm leaving, Victoria had said, her voice eerily calming as she emerged from the bathroom fully dressed, suitcase already packed. Nathan's hands trembled. What are you talking about, Vic? We just got married yesterday. We made vows in front of everyone we love. She applied lipstick in the mirror, not meeting his eyes. I made a mistake. Last night proved it. Javier and I had 3 years together before we came along. What we shared was electric, passionate. What happened between us last night was disappointing. The cruelty of her words cut deeper than any knife. They'd wait for marriage. Her insistence, her religious values she'd claim were important. Nathan had respected that boundary completely, believing their wedding night would be the beginning of a beautiful, intimate journey together. Instead, it had been awkward. She'd been distant, almost clinical. When he'd tried to be gentle, patient, she'd seem annoyed. When he'd asked what she liked, she'd told him to just finish. He'd felt the disconnect, but assumed first time nerves affected them both. You're comparing our first time to yours with someone else? Nathan stood, pulling on his pants. That's insane. Intimacy grows with trust and time. You know that. Victoria finally turned to face him, her expression cold. I don't want to wait and hope it gets better. I already know what incredible feels like. You don't measure up, Nathan. Javier was confident, skilled, adventurous. He knew exactly how to touch me, how to make my body respond. Last night with you felt like being with a teenager. Each word was deliberate wound. Nathan felt his chest tighten, a mixture of rage and humiliation burning through him. You planned this. The packed suitcase, getting dressed, you decided before we even woke up. I decided halfway through last night, she admitted without shame. I kept thinking about Javier, comparing everything you did to what he would do. By the end, I knew I couldn't spend my life settling for a mediocre. We've been together for a year and a half. You said you loved me. You planned an entire wedding. I thought I could make it work. I thought maybe emotional connection would be enough. She grabbed her suitcase. It's not. Physical chemistry matters, and we don't have it. Actually, you don't have it. The problem isn't me. Nathan watched her walk towards the door, his mind reeling. 24 hours ago, she'd walked down the aisle in a white dress, tears in her eyes, as she promised forever. His mother has cried. Her father had welcomed him into her family. 200 guests had celebrated. So that's it? You're just leaving? Victoria paused at the door. I've already called Javier. He's picking me up. We never should have broken up in the first place. Last night made me realize what I've been missing. The door closed behind her with a soft click that sounded like a gunshot. The next 72 hours were a blur of phone calls, lawyer consultations, and well meaning visitors Nathan didn't want to see. His brother Leo had arrived within the hour that morning, finding Nathan still in the honeymoon suite staring at nothing. She used intimacy as a weapon because she's a manipulative person who probably never got over her ex, Leo had said firmly. This says everything about her character and nothing about your worth. But Nathan couldn't shake Victoria's words. He kept replaying the night, analyzing every touch, every moment. Had he been too gentle, too hesitant? The self-doubt burrowed deeper with each passing hour. On day 4, his phone lit up with a message from an unknown number. Hey Nathan, this is Xavier Ortega. We need to talk. Meet me at the Morrison's Coffee 2 p.m. today. Leo said absolutely not, but Nathan needed answers only Victoria's ex could provide. He needed to understand what he was being measured against. Xavier sat in corner booth, tall and conventionally handsome, with an easy confidence Nathan immediately envied. You actually came, Xavier said. To tell you the truth, Victoria won't. She called me the night of your wedding, crying, begging to come back. Said she'd made a terrible mistake marrying you. Nathan's jaw clenched. And you took her back? I did, but here's what you need to know. Victoria is damaged goods, man. She and I were toxic together. Passionate, yeah, but destructive. I cheated on her twice. She stalked on my phone, started fights in public, threw things during arguments. We broke up because I finally got tired of the drama. Then why take her back? Javier shrugged. The sex was incredible. Victoria is wild in bed, and when she's with someone she considers dangerous, but she doesn't respect nice guys. You probably treated her well, made her feel secure. That bores her. She needs chaos to feel alive. Nathan felt sick. So she left me because I was too good to her? She left you because she's addicted to dysfunction. Whatever happened to your wedding night, I guarantee she was already planning to leave. She probably built it up in her head as some test you'd fail no matter what you did. Xavier leaned forward. Listen, in 6 months, maybe a year, we'll implode again. She'll realize I'm still the same unfaithful asshole I always was. She might come crawling back to you, talking about how she made a mistake. And don't take her back. You seem like a decent guy. Victoria will destroy you piece by piece until there's nothing left. Find someone who appreciates stability instead of running from it. 3 months post-wedding, Nathan stood in his new apartment across town. The annulment had been finalized quickly. Legally, it was as if their union never existed. Emotionally, the scars remained. He'd started therapy. Dr. Patricia Wong specialized in relationship trauma and had helped Nathan unpack the layers of damage Victoria had inflicted. Your worth isn't determined by one person's cruel comparison, Dr. Wong had said. Victoria weaponized intimacy to justify her pre-planned exit. This was never about your performance, it was about her inability to commit to a healthy relationship. Intellectually, Nathan understood. Emotionally, the wound remained fresh. He'd avoid dating, avoided even thinking about being intimate with someone new. Then came Isabel Hart. She'd started at his architecture firm 6 weeks after the annulment. Warm where Victoria had been cool, genuine where Victoria had been calculated. Isabel had short auburn hair, freckles across her nose, and a laugh that made everyone in the office smile. Nathan kept his distance until a late-night project forced them to work together. Around 9 p.m., Isabel ordered Chinese food and insisted they take a break. So, she said, are we going to keep pretending you don't look sad every time you think no one's watching? I know about your wedding. That wasn't want to talk about it. Something about her straightforward kindness broke through his defenses. He told her everything: Victoria's departure, Avier's revelations, the therapy, the self-doubt that still plagued him. You dodged a nuclear missile, Isabel said when he finished. Anyone who could be that deliberately cruel is showing exactly who they are. She set down her food. Look, I'm going to be really forward here. I think you're attractive, talented, and kind. I'd like to take you to dinner sometime, not as colleagues, but only if you're ready. Nathan's heart raced. The fear was immediate. What if he failed again? I can see you spiraling, Isabel said gently. How about this? Coffee first, low stakes. If it feels wrong, we stop. If it feels right, we go from there. No pressure, no expectations. Nathan surprised himself by nodding. Coffee sounds good. 6 months later, Nathan woke up in Isabel's apartment, sunlight steaming through gauzy curtains. She was curled against him, her breathing soft and steady. Their relationship had unfolded slowly, carefully. Coffee had become dinner. Dinner had become weekend hikes and cooking together. Isabel had been patient when Nathan struggled with physical intimacy, never pushing, always reassuring. The first time they'd been intimate, 3 months into dating, Nathan had been terrified. He'd been honest about his fears. Nathan, listen to me, Isabel had said, taking his face in her hands. Intimacy isn't a performance review. It's about connection, trust, communication. Whatever happens tonight, we'll figure it out together. There's no pass or fail here, just us learning each other. She'd been right. It hadn't been perfect. There were awkward moments, uncertain touches, but it had been real, connected. She'd guided him with gentle words and encouraging sounds, telling him what felt good, showing him what she liked. When he'd asked what she needed, she'd actually answered. The contrast to Victoria's cold silence had been staggering. You're incredible, she'd whispered afterward. Everything I imagined and more. Now, months later, their physical relationship had deepened into something beautiful. Nathan had discovered that intimacy built on trust and communication grew exponentially better with time. Exactly what Victoria had refused to allow, Isabel made him feel capable, desired, confident. She stirred now, blinking awake with a sleepy smile. Morning, handsome. Morning, beautiful. He kissed her forehead. So I have something to tell you. She propped herself up on one elbow. The Singapore office wants me to consult on their new sustainable housing project. 6 months abroad, starting in 2 months. Wow, Isabel, that's incredible. There's more. They said I could bring a partner if I had one, someone with architectural credentials who could contribute to the product. Her eyes sparkled. Think you could handle 6 months in Singapore with me, living together, working together, seeing if the relationship can go the distance? Nathan's answer came without hesitation. A certainty he hadn't felt since before Victoria shattered his world. Yes, absolutely yes. She kissed him deeply, and he felt the last pieces of his broken confidence sliding back into place. Victoria had tried to destroy him, but she'd only revealed her own emptiness. What he'd built with Isabel was real, founded on honesty, communication, and genuine care. Sometimes the worst betrayals led to the best discoveries. Sometimes you had to lose everything to find what truly mattered. This was his new beginning, and it was beautiful.